Hi everyone. I'm going to show you what we were able to do yesterday in IB Math Studies. We've done a spreadsheet if you were going to do a relationship study, but we haven't done setting up a spreadsheet if you have a comparative study. And so what we're going to do is a comparative study which would lead into a chi-squared, organizing that in terms of a spreadsheet. So the other class decided they wanted to look at music, and specifically we were going to look at a list of the top selling albums of all time. So we found the Wikipedia article that gave a table of the top selling albums of all time, and we collected some data. And we just decided, because we're doing some practice here, we just took the first table of 40 million copies or more and the second table of 30 to 39 million copies. The nice thing about data online a lot of times is it's very nice if you would just highlight it and Command C. It will nicely paste into a spreadsheet with paste. So there are my artists, there's the album, there's the year, genre, etc. And then I'm going to go back to Wikipedia and get a little more data from the 30 to 39 million copies. So we can do some analysis here. So I can paste that into there. And now that I have my raw data, if I double click these columns in between, it will automatically resize. And so everything is good to go. So there's my raw data. I'm now going to not touch that at all. And I'm going to put it in a place where we can clean it up for analysis. So at this point, I asked yesterday's class what they wanted to look at for analysis, and they decided they wanted to compare the top artists that are solo artists compared to the bands. So if we insert a column left here, we can go through, and actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to insert a row above, and I'm going to tell the reader what they're looking at. So is this a band or a solo artist? And again, we'll double click. Here's the artist's name. You might already have it, but album, year, genre. This was some measurement on Wikipedia. That was certified copies. And this is, how did they say? Claimed album? Yep, claimed sales in millions. And then this is a source. Okay, so we're going to hide anything that we don't need here. We do not need column H, so we can hide column H. We do not need column F. We do not need column E. We do not need the year. We do not need the album. Sometimes it's nice to have the name of the artist because then you can refer back, and we need it to be able to label band or solo. So Michael Jackson, solo artist, Shania, solo artist. Yesterday's class, we discussed this a little bit. This would be for a soundtrack. For instance, this was the original soundtrack from Grease, and we decided to not include that. So we gave it a different letter, which was T. Led Zeppelin is a solo artist. Michael Jackson, solo artist. Solo, band, track, solo, band, solo, band, solo, band, solo, band. So now my data is almost ready for analysis. The last thing I'm going to do to really get it ready is organize it in terms of the categories. So data, sort range. My data does have titles, and I want to sort it by column A. So now I have all my bands grouped together and all of my solo artists grouped together. I'm now going to color code. And we are going to throw out the two soundtracks, but I'm going to show them so I can remind my audience that I'm not analyzing those. Now, I can go to my first day of this unit and look at my notes from the very, very first day of statistics. And if you don't remember what that looks like formatting data so it's ready for statistical analysis. And we're doing comparative analysis. So my goal is to make my spreadsheet look like this. So I have my two categories, my purple and my blue, and then I have my statistical summary table with all the measurements, and then I have a chi-squared that's set up, ready to go. I would pause the video here and try to do that completely independently, and then I'm going to